What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, Lakers legend Jerry West does not like the way that he has been portrayed in the HBO series Winning Time. So much so that he is demanding a retraction and an apology from the producers or the creators of the show for what he called a baseless and malicious assault on his character in the HBO series Winning Time. In a letter sent Tuesday evening by his legal team to the network and producer Adam McKay that was obtained by ESPN. West's lawyers allege that Winning Time falsely and cruelly portrays Mr. West as an out of control, intoxicated rageaholic, saying that bears no resemblance to the real man. They asked for a retraction no later than 2 weeks from the receipt of the letter. Quote, the portrayal of NBA icon and LA Lakers legend Jerry West in Winning Time is fiction, pretending to be fact, a deliberately false characterization that has caused great distress to Jerry and his family, said Skip Miller, a partner at the Miller Barondis LLP law firm in Los Angeles and attorney for West. Contrary to the baseless portrayal in the HBO series, Jerry had nothing but love for and harmony with the Lakers organization, and in particular owner Dr. Jerry Buss, during an era in which he assembled one of the greatest teams in NBA history. I'll read it. Jerry West was an integral part of the Lakers and NBA success. It is a travesty that HBO has knowingly demeaned him for shock value and the pursuit of ratings. As an act of common decency, HBO and the producers owe Jerry a public apology. At the very least, should retract their baseless and defamatory portrayal of him. And it goes on to say that West's lawyer said HBO's disclaimer that the series is a dramatization does not insulate the network from liability. I'm just going to say this, man. I have all the respect in the world for Jerry West as a player, one of the great players of all time. In my opinion, he's the third greatest shooting guard of all time. And I'm aware that 11 of the 14 years he played, he's listed as a point guard. But to me, he's a shooting guard, and he's the third greatest shooting guard of all time. I think he's the greatest executive in NBA history. All the respect for him as a basketball mind and player. But just shut the hell up, Jerry West. I'm sorry. Just shut the hell up. Do you know how many people in the past, real people, have been exaggerated to the point where they're caricatures? I mean, when you really look at the show, anybody with a fucking brain can tell that these people are like extra dimensional characterizations of the real people. They're literally walking cartoon characters, some of them. It's not meant to be realistic. It's for entertainment purposes. Yes, it's a dramatization of the Lakers, but we all know that that's not how these people really truly were. Not totally. They're hammed up. They're souped up. In reality, reality is boring. Do we really believe, like in The Sopranos, that a mob boss would walk into a therapist's office and think that's okay? Like the mob would think that's okay? No, he wind up in the back of a truck. Excuse me, in the back of a fucking car with the therapist as well. As far as like real people, I mean, hell, look how caricatured Donald Trump is. And it's funny when Trump was complaining about this, people would say, "Well, that's comedy. Comedy, no one's off limits, no one's off base. It's just satire." Or Richard Nixon, he was cartooned to the ninth degree. I don't think that's how Jerry West really truly was. Only thing I think they capture in Jerry West is his competitiveness. Do I think he handled? Did he talk like that in real life? Did he throw shit? Um, I don't think he did it. I don't think he did stuff like that in public, and probably, and maybe not even in private. But he did admit that he's a person that suffered from depression. That aspect of the show is true. At the end of the day, man, this just comes across as whack to me. Comes across to me as whack, and you know, I would hate to see him be the guy that leads to the show becoming watered down. You know what I'm saying? Like the producers are afraid of so much litigation that they start watering down everybody. They start watering down the show, and then the quality of the show goes down because of these motherfuckers and their legal action bullshit. Then I'm gonna start hating on these motherfuckers. Then I'm gonna start saying shit like, man, you know, Jerry West really wasn't all that great. Just because I'm mad at the motherfucker. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I won't do that. Did y'all know that Jackie Gleason almost had the Flintstones canceled? Um, I mean, anybody that watched the Honeymooners and then watched the Flintstones could see the similarities. And you can pretty much tell that Fred is based on Ralph Cramden. Barney's based on Ed Norton. Wilma and Betty, I guess, Trixie Norton and Alice Cramden, basically, right? And Gleason noticed the similarities too, and it pissed him off to the point where he was going to press the matter legally and have the show taken off the air. But his lawyer told him, and a couple of friends, close friends, they said, "Do you want to be the man?" Yeah, you're absolutely right. They are stealing from the honeymooners. You're right. But kids love this show. Kids love the Flintstones. Do you want to be known as the man that killed Fred Flintstone? So he thought about it for a second and he said, "You know what, pal? You're right." And the point I'm making here is Jerry West lighten the fuck up.